Another thing that I think it's important that we celebrate is about our connection with our students and about the quality of teaching that we provide for them. And one of the people sitting on the wall, or hanging on the wall, who's not with us today, but who is in spirit, is Jerry Kelly, the former president, not the first president, the former president of Royal Roads University. He established the Kelly Teaching Awards, and I would like Steve to come and make that presentation.
So it's a great honor, obviously, to present this award. And it really is the heart of what we do here at the university. And, you know, it's all of the efforts that all of the teachers have done here at the university that's built the reputation that we're so proud of. There were 10 nominees this year. I'd like to thank the nominees for letting their names come forward. I'd like to thank the selection committee, which was Mickey Noble, Jeff Bird, Mary Graff, and Zhenyi Li, David Stevenson, and Mary Langdon for the hard work that they put in to try to figure out who the outstanding teacher was at Royal Roads University for this year. This award was established by Jerry Kelly in 2005 to recognize Royal Roads faculty or associate faculty who are just exceptional teachers. And we've got quite a lot of exceptional teachers at Royal Roads, so when you get this award, you really are an exceptional teacher. And it gives me great pleasure to announce that Doug Hamilton has been selected to receive this year's Kelly Outstanding Teaching Award. So Doug, you've been around for almost as long as I have. And Doug has been a real outstanding contributor to teaching at Royal Roads. Many of you probably know that he was, along with others in the room here, was one of the architects really of putting together the learning and teaching model that we use at Royal Roads University. And so I think, you know, a great part of how successful Royal Roads is because of Doug. He's the program head for the MA in Educational Leadership and Management International, and you know that he has a passion for that. And in fact, the committee was really impressed by the way he extends his learning community to embrace and encourage and celebrate diversity in the classroom. And I think you've seen Doug with his international students here in the past, and he really does exemplify the sort of intercultural direction that we'd like to see the university moving to. Again, I'd like to thank all 10 Kelly Award nominees for their superb contributions to RRU for the last several years. Doug, it's a great honor for me to present you with this.
Now, I'm not going to hide behind the podium. I just have to get my notes. They're down there. So thank you, Steve, and thank you to the selection committee, and thank you for everybody who's attending today. I think this is a great time of year to celebrate, and we have many things, as Alan mentioned, to celebrate this morning. So it's a real pleasure to be here and to be part of this celebration. I think it goes without saying that I'm very pleased to be given this award, and I feel somewhat humbled by it. And yet, this award is particularly meaningful to me because it was based on a joint nomination between my Canadian and my Chinese students, who are now graduates, who teamed up to provide a collective submission representing over 100 students in 4 classes in 2 programs from 2 different countries. It's a bit of a mouthful. Accepting this award has given me an opportunity to reflect on my 15 years at RRU and how much this university means to me, what it stands for, and the opportunities we still have ahead of us as a collective community for even greater success. Over the last 9 days, and like Alan, I'm suffering from a bad case of jet lag, so you probably noticed the bags under my eyes as well. I don't have a cold, Alan, so I'm lucky right now. But over the last 9 days, I've been in 7 different cities across China. And I've had a chance to speak to prospective undergraduate students, graduate students, teachers, and many educational leaders about RRU and about our approach to teaching and learning. And one of the highlights was a presentation I did last Friday at Wenhua College in Wuhan. The presentation room was absolutely packed. There were over 60 university administrators, faculty, graduate students, and party members at the session. The interest they were showing in RRU, the questions they were asking about our learning model, and the incredible positive energy in the room was palpable, and it was very affirming. It reinforces my experience that wherever we go, the RRU narrative is very, very compelling. And I find myself always excited to tell it and to share it with others. Then fast forward to last Sunday night in a very, very icy cold Beijing restaurant. We had a roast duck feast with 45 of our MA in Educational Leadership graduates, and it truly was a fabulous night. My dinner companions were all school leaders. Some of them are now district superintendents. And they come from a real diversity of school districts and schools throughout metropolitan Beijing. But what united them on Sunday was telling stories about their experiences at RRU, sharing memories of their teachers and classmates, and also giving me insights into many of their successes they obtained since they graduated from our university. Many have received promotions, teaching and leadership awards, special assignments, directly as a result of having this degree from our university. So what do these experiences have to do with this award? Both these experiences reinforce for me that what we collectively do at RRU makes a difference in the lives of so many, even half a world away. And I'm just pleased, like my other faculty colleagues, to be playing a small part in making these differences very real for our students and for our graduates. But life thought changing applies to us who teach and serve our students just as much as it applies to them. I think almost all of us would say that as we shape RRU shapes us. Thus, my life, professional and personal, has indelibly changed for the better because of my involvement here. I'm not sure my colleagues in other universities always have the same feeling for their institutions, but perhaps that doesn't really matter. What matters is that this place is one of my great enduring loves. My Chinese graduates tell me that it's a long-standing tradition that when you win an award like this, the recipient honors his colleagues, or in this case, his students, with a big dinner party. And then he pays the entire bill. I have no idea whether or not this is true or not, or whether they're just, giving me a line so that we can have another big party. All I know is I have 73 graduates in Beijing, and I'm going to have a big debt on my hands when I go to China next February. But it definitely will be worth it. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the other nominees for this award, as Steve and Alan mentioned. I was very excited and somewhat daunted by the other awesome faculty members who were also put forward for this award this year. I've been fortunate to work with a number of the nominees directly, and they could easily have been up at this podium instead of me. It definitely offers another point of confirmation for me of the outstanding quality of our entire faculty. The RRU approach to teaching and learning is not a particularly easy model to implement successfully. And yet one of our greatest strengths as a university is that we are truly blessed with an exceptional group of faculty members and staff. And collectively, they're all committed to this vision of the university, while at the same time, each has developed his or her own unique way of making a difference to the lives of so many others. And I'm just proud to be one of their colleagues. Finally, there are 4 people I want to thank in particular before I leave the podium. Andy Rodford from St. Michael's University School here in Victoria, Kimberly Harvey from York House School in Vancouver, Abby Lee from the Beijing Institute of Education. These 3 alumni led the nomination process, and needless to say, I wouldn't be up here if they had not put my name forward and prepared the supporting documentation. Finally, I'd like to thank my very lovely wife, Teresa, who has had to endure my fairly common absences from Canada, as well as a sometimes very frenetic work schedule. But she never complains, and she's always supportive. The marriage experts say that I've just made one of the biggest mistakes ever, that you should never use absolutes in a marriage. But in this case, always and never are actually true. So that's the only time I get to use them. I can't use them in any other circumstance. Okay? So given the role that my Chinese learners have played in this nomination process, it's only very fitting that I close with a Chinese proverb. So apologies to my Chinese colleagues and friends for my rather wooden Mandarin. So, 学习是永远坚持人的宝物. Loosely translated, that means learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. Thank you very much.